Watch the most racist manga. We're gonna listen to the roast racist manga. Now, I have nothing. I am interested in this. This guy's sitting in the same area as me. I don't know if he's any good or not. We're gonna find out how good this gentleman is. His name is Hoop Sand Anime. So we're gonna check this guy out. I hope he's Skibbity Toilet and W Riz. We're gonna find out here. But this is the most racist manga of 2024.
Talk about a manga I just read that had me asking, is this for real? It's called Drama Queen by Ichikawa Kuraku. And let me tell you, this thing goes from zero to what the hell real quick. Now, at first, I didn't think it was as bad as people.
I mean, the art style is interesting. I'll give it that. I don't know how, I don't know how the racism goes into it. I don't know if this is absolute trash or smash or absolutely giga chad behavior, baby, or if this is like the greatest thing ever. But I honestly love this art style so far.
People said, but dear God, it's worse. Way worse. This is a manga about a world where aliens exist, and the main characters, they hate aliens, like really hate them. And I don't just mean the, oh, I don't trust aliens kind of hate. Nah, these guys would rather cook an alien for dinner than have them hang around. And I'm not even joking.
Based? Fuck aliens? Sure. Aliens be invading our planet and we eat them, motherfucker. Step in my hood, homie.
Picture this. You're in a world where humans and aliens coexist. You've got an alien baseball player winning MVP, dating a human. Sounds pretty chill, right? But then the alien bumps into our main character, Nomomata, and boom, off rip she's saying she hates aliens. Like really hate aliens. That's Nomomata's entire vibe. And it gets worse, because soon after at her factory job, she meets Kitami, who's the ultimate alien hater.
Wait. I was like, when I first thought aliens, bro, I was thinking like Dan. Great anime if you haven't seen it. But I was thinking aliens like that, or like DOS Man, space aliens in space, where you want to kill the aliens. I didn't know that they were just like normal people in this universe. That's a little sad. Bro, this is the Nick Fuentes fucking manga, dude. Nick Fuentes been writing himself mangas in Japanese.
Begin talking after Kitami saves Nomomata from getting yelled at by their alien boss after they bumped into Kitami. Now, these guys don't just dislike aliens, they want them gone. Like, as in, not on Earth, not living near them, not anywhere. And it doesn't matter that aliens saved humanity from a meteorite or gave them some advanced tech. They're like, nah, we're good. And I'm sitting...
Bro, so the aliens are like actually good and on our side? The aliens are just chilling on our friends and shit? And we're just, these guys are just like, no, fuck them. Fuck them. I wonder how, like, this is weird, but, like, and you might come after me. But I wonder if it fixed the regular racism problem in the world. You know, like... There's those groups out there like Nick Fuentes that hate the Jewy wooies and the people who are darker skinned. It's like they're the type of people that are just angry all the time, and it doesn't matter what actual skin color, because you could be like against white people and hate white people, or be like, oh dude, I watched a movie and saw a native person in it and said, why isn't that native person dead? You know, people like that. I wonder if after aliens showed up, they were like, you know, I think we've been a little petty about hating other humans. Maybe we should just hate these guys. These guys are sploosh sploosh people. Not a fan. They're like pink and blue and shit. They're fucking gross. Fucking Elriz. We need them gone. I wonder if that fixes the regular racism problem. Honestly, something to think about.
Sitting here reading this, and at first I'm like, okay, maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe this isn't as bad as it seems. But a few panels later, we find out Nomomata is 17 and has to stay working at the factory because she cut ties with her parents and pays for her own house. After which she says she wants aliens to disappear again for no reason. Like, bruh. Another couple panels later, we cut to our main characters on the beach and we find out about Katami's backstory. His parents were killed by aliens. Alright, I get that he's angry, but I still don't think that's enough of a reason to hate all aliens. It seemed like their deaths were a traffic...
Well, here's the thing now. This is fucked. And it's stupid that this guy thinks this way. But people have this genuine reaction when their loved ones die because of something. It's like the same reason people like hate alcoholics and people who drink, period, because their parents were like, a friend was killed in like a drinking and driving accident. Is it logical? No. Is it cool? Not really. But does it happen? Sure.
Accident too. But
again, I'm not defending racism here. I'm being just fucking genuine that this is something that triggers in people's mind. This seems realistic. But at the end of the day, I like it's a logical it's real. You know, it's a real thing that people actually like get this mindset. It's a fucked up mindset and you should never think that way, but it comes off real.
Point is, he still hates aliens. After we find this out, Nomamata says, let's talk some trash, and then there's some panels of them kicking sand and just straight up being racist. Nomamata also acknowledges how both Katami and her are miserable, and it's fun. So at this point, I was just hoping to see the author try to develop the story a little more than the characters just being racist, but we get a little segment of Nomamata back at work talking to her alien boss or co-worker. I don't really know, but as the alien was trying to light a cigarette, they were holding a can of cooling spray. Nomamata didn't know until cops told her later that cooling spray is highly flammable, and seconds later this alien catches on fire. Now usually when someone's on fire, you try to help them. Maybe
Whoa, bro. Whoa. That escalated quickly. Why was how would you not know the cooling spray is just like going off though? Like, it would be making a sound. It would be making sound all the time, dude. It would be like fucking like just going off. You think that it wouldn't be? What the fuck you think it's doing? Like, this motherfucker was stupid for lighting that cigarette. I mean, did he deserve to die? I don't know. It's a fucking cartoon. But at the end of the day, if you see somebody with a fucking flammable gas, like if somebody has a thing of Axe body spray and they're just spraying Axe body spray around, or you can hear it leaking, don't light your lighter there. And she probably should have tried to help him. They'll be like, stop, dropping the roll. No, this is, like, hit him with, like, a coat or something. But I'm guessing she's just going to let him burn because she's racist.
a stop, drop, and roll, or maybe trying to pat down the fire with a piece of clothing, but nope. Our main character just stands there and watches, and some of our background workers come to the burned body, and one of them says, couldn't you have called for help? Yeah, that would make sense, but we know why she didn't try to help. So a page later, we see Nomamata get her letter of termination, rightfully so, and not soon after we see her get a call from Katami. Katami says he needs a favor and that he's outside her place. So Nomamata goes to open the door, but then I see it. A panel later, we see this lifeless alien on the shoulder of Katami. It's clear that this alien had gotten rocked, and not just any regular beatdown. No, this guy gets beaten until he stops moving. Why? Because the alien bumped into him and didn't apologize. So instead of just letting it go, this man goes full rage mode and beats him senseless. And I'm just sitting here thinking, is this really happening? But wait, it gets worse. As they use their singular brain cell to cook up a plan on what to do with the dead alien, a thought enters Nomamata's head about the situation at the factory. She proceeds to say, it smelt like grilled meat. Grilled squid, to be exact. It smelled really, really good. What in the actual hell am I reading? And it's not like this is played off as some horrific accident or an out-of-character moment. No, this is just normal for these.
Dude, this is fucking awesome. So, there's two ways of looking at this. It's racist and it's gross, right? Obviously, and that's what it is. Or you can look at it like this one. You're reading the story of the villains. They're the villains. They're not supposed to be liked. They're supposed to be the bad guys.
These guys, they're so deep into their alien hating ways, they're planning a full-on alien feast. It's literally one of the most vile panels I've seen in recent.
Like, this is giving me Natural Born Killers vibes, and that's what makes it interesting, because well, let me preface this. There are parts of the movie Natural Born Killers that is really, really good. But then Oliver Stone just fucking Oliver Stone's all over that movie, and then it gets kind of shitty. But there's parts of Natural Born Killers that is a pretty decent movie, and it's like Woody Harrelson and Robert Downey Jr. really carrying that film. But that dynamic is interesting. It's that Bonnie and Clyde aesthetic.
Manga. Basically from there, Nomamata cooks and eats the alien, then the madness keeps going. Our main characters start plotting to exterminate all the aliens. I'm not making this up. Their big plan is to just murk all the aliens. And they're not even subtle about it. They're like, yeah, we're going to kill them all, then eat them. That'll solve the alien problem. I kept thinking maybe it was satire. Maybe the author was just cooking up some really dark commentary on racism or xenophobia. But nah, this is straight up racism and xenophobia. I was trying to give this manga a chance, but now,
Dude, you're letting it cloud your vision. They're supposed to be the villains. That's what it seems like to me.
now I'm just like, what the hell is this? It's not just a dark, edgy story. It's a messed up, xenophobic fantasy where the solution to alien existence is genocide and cannibalism. Look, I get it. There's supposed to be some tragic backstory and maybe even a planetary war brewing, but none of that excuses what we're seeing here. Drama Queen is the final boss of racism, and I'm not even sure how to process that.
Yo, they're supposed to be the bad guys. They're not supposed to be, like, sympathetic in any way. Anybody who watched the movie Natural Born Killers and was rooting for Woody Harrelson and the other chick was a fucking monster. That you want them to lose at the end of the film. You want them to not make it. They're the bad guys. They're the bad guys. They're never the good guys. Nothing about them is good. Yeah, they had some tragic backstories and stuff, but they were sick, twisted fucks from the beginning to end. This is a look at what it's like to be a psychopath. And if you write it as a satire, if you write it as non-authentic, you have to put yourself in the mind of these people to make the story work. Is it racist? Sure. You can call it racist. That's probably absolutely right. I'm not gonna say that it's not, because it comes off as an embodiment of racism. But it's also a story that's telling, like, who you're following, these two evil fucks and their skewed perspective of the world. I mean, you can see from her teeth. Most of the time, the people with the spiked teeth in anime are bad guys, or the fucking edgy, crazy ones that are on the verge of being bad. So I think from the very beginning, this was never supposed to, and, like, they're like a cuter alien. They're not even supposed to be looked at that, like, terroring, which leads back into this idea that you're following two people who are absolutely atrocious, and they're not gonna be the good guys. They're never gonna be the good guys. This is probably gonna end with both of them dying.
This isn't just a dark manga. This is a disturbing portrayal of hate and violence against an entire species. I thought it might be satire, but I've got my doubts now. So, what's...
Again, I think it's just a critical look on a fucked up mindset.
the takeaway?
Because it's like here's the extreme of it. Here's the extreme of it. The writer probably said, okay, how do I write a story that shows how horrible racism is without and still make it be a good story. You know what I mean? Let's exaggerate some things. Let's be absolutely awful. It's a brutal portrayal, and hyperbolic example is what I'm getting. Not hyperbolic. It's over the top is what I'm getting from this.
Well, if you were thinking about reading Drama Queen, just don't. I'm saving you the trouble. You don't need this kind of ridiculousness from a manga. Trust me, there's a lot of better stuff out there. I really tried to give it a chance, but the more I read, the more I questioned why I was reading it. Let's just hope, for the sake of humanity, this is just some bizarre, twisted satire that somehow went wrong.
Dude, see, I think you're letting this get in your fucking feelings, bro. And that's the problem with your portrayal of this. Now, I haven't read the manga. I'm not gonna say I've read the manga. But from the art style, from what I've seen that you've shown me in this video, all I'm seeing is natural born killers with aliens. And I think that's a really interesting perspective. That's like watching fucking natural born killers and being like, this is fucking gross. Why would you portray evil monsters like this in a good light? And it's like you're missing the entire point of natural born killers. They're never the good guys. The people in this are not the good guys. It's a brutal look at a Bonnie and Clyde type character, but through the lens of racism. I mean, it's a social commentary. It's a brutal social commentary, and you're taking it as as a pussy, to be honest, a little bit.
Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Am I being too harsh, or do you agree this is just too much? Don't.
I think you're being a bit too harsh. I think you're. Let's go to the comments here. There are only 2 chapters so far, but I interpret the message as anti-capitalist, colonialism, with aliens representing the rich upper class who can get away with crimes and have more rights. Thus, eating aliens could literally mean eating the rich. Okay. Worst anime comic I've ever read. The only thing that makes no sense is they just want to unalive aliens because they want them gone for no reasons. Based. Depicting something that doesn't necessarily mean endorsing it. Thank you. If you want to claim the manga is racist, you need to back up your claim with something other than the characters are racist. Tony Soprano is racist, and yet we don't consider The Sopranos to be a racist show. And thus the manga sounds quite interesting. Not racist, okay? First off, it's not a reflection of the world today or some kind of social commentary. You're putting your own opinion onto this manga and saying that it has some real-world implications. Like what? It's a manga. It's not real life. Of course, there are some examples of manga being social commentaries, but the small percentage of normal... but it's a small percentage and normally pretty blatant. Second, there are 2 chapters out, and it looks like there's going to be a lot more uncovered in the story. You can't judge something properly with so little information. And third, I've read 2 chapters. It seems like they are villains of the story, kind of like Death Note or maybe something more anti-hero. Yeah, exactly what I said. Because there's only 2 chapters out, we have no idea what the manga is about at this point, is what I'm guessing. So I disagree with your point, and I think you're being a little short-sighted. I also think it's ironic that, or to put the tag Dan and Jujutsu Kaisen in your video with no reference with Dan or Jujutsu Kaisen. Yeah, he should have referenced Dan. I referenced Dan. It's not racist. Racist, shut the fuck up. So I read the 2 chapters to form my own opinion, and I gotta say, at least so far, I don't agree with your take. At least so far, both main characters are clearly shown as fucked up in the head, and their solution to the alien problem is not only unrealistic, but short-sighted. I do not think the readers are supposed to think, wow, aliens suck. I agree with the main characters. We should wipe them all out with genocide! Rather, I think the readers are supposed to view them as villains. As such, not cheering them on. But we are trying to see how they are going to play cat and mouse with the police while continuing to commit crimes. It's that kind of show. And the tragic backstories or whatnot is just there to give the main character's motive. It's kind of like Death Note or from POV or Shizagami. You probably said that was a little racist what I just did. I can't speak Japanese, so some of these like really Japanese things I can't fucking say. The MCs are shown as not good, and they are clearly portrayed as bad, even though the manga gives them motives or whatnot. I agree with this. I think Death Note's even less of an example because for the first like half of Death Note, there is a lot where you can see the character as being kind of in a good light. But at the end of the day, he ends up going too far, and you truly know his motives are never really good from the beginning. He sees it more as power, but there could be an argument to be made that you kind of slowly develop into this weird area that he becomes the villain. It's like a slow stretch to him being a villain, and so I think Death Note is a bad example. I think Natural Born Killers is a better example. I think Natural Born Killers is the perfect example for this. I think the writer probably was inspired by things like Dan and fucking Natural Born Killers. I think he liked the aesthetic of Dan because you can see the aesthetic in this manga, and also you can see a giant example of Natural Born Killers. At least that's what I saw the moment I saw her face. Like, they remind me of Natural Born Killers. I don't know what it is, but like it's giving me that vibe. Even though I know that Woody Harrelson was bald and shit, that movie has, bro, you're telling me that you don't get this vibe, like you're not getting this vibe from that anime. They're two fucking edgy people with kind of a shitty backstories, but like it's bad, but not bad enough for them to go on a countrywide killing spree. Like it's they're not supposed to be the good guys. They're not supposed to be the good guys, and I feel like their skewed perspective of the world. You go through the movie saying like these guys are so fucked in the head. Nothing they're doing is justified. But that's what makes the movie so brilliant, because the writing of the story. Now, again, there's a lot of Oliver Stone and jizz all over this film that makes it kind of shitty. But the Tarantino script, I think, was solid from the beginning. I mean, oh, that's just an anime. But I think that I'm getting a lot of inspiration from this. I think that he probably watched Natural Born Killers, said, "What if I did that with racism?" But that's my take. I mean, I'm not monetized or fully monetized yet, so I'm not even getting paid for this take. So I can't even say it's my 2 cents. I guess I'm gonna comment because I want this guy to get more views. I mean, I want everybody on here. I want everybody to get views. It's like I want people to succeed. That's just kind of like I want people to watch my videos and want me to succeed. I get a natural born killers vibe. They're supposed to be the villains. I think that was his problem going into this. I misspelled. Whoa. What the fuck just happened? Whatever, I'll do that. I'm just gonna go period. I don't care. It's a comment. Who cares how fucking good your punctuation is in a comment? But I think it's a decent enough video. I just how many videos does he have? 9 videos. 1 year ago. So it looks like he took a break from this and then came back. Bro gets some good views. Gotta give him respect for respect's due, dude. You're putting out good. Your fucking thumbnails are amazing, dude. Like, I'm gonna subscribe because I think you have interesting enough takes. Not really. I didn't really like your take for fuck all on that video, but I liked your editing and I liked your presentation. But I think your take was fucking dog shit. But I like everything else, you know.